Welcome to District Command Central, your go-to source for the latest news and updates on the Washington Commanders. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a play. The NFL world is buzzing with whispers that refuse to die down, and the epicenter of this frenzy is none other than Budda Baker, the fierce and unrelenting safety whose name has been synonymous with defensive excellence for years. In a move that has already sent shockwaves through locker rooms and fan bases alike, Baker has reportedly inked a deal with the Washington Commanders, a signing that could instantly redefine the defensive identity of the franchise. Sources close to the team hint at a near-immediate impact, with teammates reportedly rallying around Baker, recognizing him as not just a player, but a catalyst capable of transforming strategies and energizing the entire squad. Rumors circulating on social media suggest that the front office had been courting Baker for weeks, quietly negotiating behind closed doors while teasing hints of a seismic shift in the Commanders' defensive approach. The buzz is not just about the contract details, rumored to be substantial, but about the cultural and psychological imprint Baker is expected to leave on a defense that has struggled for consistency. Analysts and former players alike have been speculating on podcasts and in online forums, weighing in on how a talent of Baker's caliber could serve as both mentor and enforcer. The energy surrounding this story is almost palpable, as fans and commentators scramble to imagine the defensive formations, the pre-snap audibles, and the hard-hitting moments that seem inevitable once Baker dons the Commanders' colors. Even rival teams are reportedly taking notes, analyzing potential matchups with the safety in mind. The speculation has also ignited debates over how this signing will influence draft strategies, off-season acquisitions, and the team's trajectory for the upcoming season. There's a sense among insiders that Baker's presence alone may shift the Commanders from a team seeking identity to one that projects fear across the league, as whispers of his leadership prowess spread from the locker room to the media. The reaction among fans has been equally electrifying, with social media platforms lighting up almost instantly following the leak of Baker's reported move. Supporters have taken to forums, Twitter threads, and YouTube comment sections, speculating on how this defensive powerhouse could revolutionize the Commanders' approach to coverage schemes and blitz packages. Many are hailing this acquisition as a masterstroke by the front office, a bold declaration that the team intends to dominate the NFC East with a renewed sense of authority. Behind the scenes, sources hint at an almost cinematic welcome for Baker, with players reportedly rallying to showcase their commitment to embracing a culture shift under his guidance. The chatter suggests that Baker isn't merely a defensive asset. He is being viewed as a cornerstone, a player whose leadership could ignite a domino effect of accountability, intensity, and performance among a roster eager to rewrite its narrative. Rumors also indicate that coaches are scrambling to integrate Baker into defensive schemes, exploring the most effective ways to leverage his versatility against modern offenses. Analysts are dissecting potential formations, imagining Baker roaming the secondary, executing game-changing interceptions, and orchestrating complex coverage adjustments with precision. Betting lines have already started reflecting potential shifts in defensive performance metrics, with insiders suggesting that Baker's influence could lead to significant reductions in opponent scoring and explosive plays. The narrative extends beyond mere statistics. It touches on intangibles, morale, leadership, and intimidation that Baker is rumored to bring in spades. Conversations about leadership styles, locker room dynamics, and mentorship potential have intensified, painting a picture of Baker as the type of player whose presence resonates far beyond the gridiron. The collective buzz portrays a scenario where the Commanders could suddenly possess one of the most formidable defensive units in recent memory, a vision fueled almost entirely by the anticipation surrounding Baker's immediate impact. Fans are reportedly preparing for a spectacle, imagining the adrenaline, hits, and game-changing plays that seem imminent in this rumored blockbuster acquisition, as excitement grows to almost fever-pitch proportions, hinting at a season defined by Baker's influence. Insiders claim that Baker's reported arrival has already reshaped the mental landscape of the locker room, injecting a sense of urgency and purpose that some believe has been missing in recent campaigns. Conversations circulating among coaches, players, and commentators point to Baker's renowned football IQ as a transformative force, with strategies expected to evolve as his instincts and experience guide defensive adjustments on the fly. Rumors suggest that he will not merely play within the existing framework, but redefine positional responsibilities, orchestrating complex coverage rotations and anticipating offensive tendencies with the precision that has made him a household name among NFL analysts. Leaked chatter indicates that rookies and younger players are particularly excited, seeing an unprecedented opportunity to learn from one of the league's most intelligent and fearless defenders. Speculation about team chemistry is rampant, with some insiders positing that Baker's influence could extend beyond the defense, fostering a culture of accountability that permeates the entire squad. Social media whispers suggest that players have been quietly holding informal meetings, aligning around the concept of embracing Baker's ethos, relentless effort, acute awareness, and an almost theatrical intensity that has defined his career. Analysts are painting vivid scenarios. Baker reading quarterback eyes, leaping into the air to deflect passes, delivering bone-crushing tackles, and commanding the defensive backfield like a seasoned general. There's even talk of Baker influencing game day rituals and preparation routines, as reports indicate he is meticulous in film study and practice habits, setting standards that teammates are reportedly eager to emulate. The rumor mill also speculates that opposing teams are already recalibrating offensive schemes, wary of Baker's ability to anticipate and neutralize key threats. Betting enthusiasts are reportedly eyeing this development with interest, considering how a single defensive mastermind could sway outcomes, create turnovers, and elevate the Commanders' chances in close contests. Media pundits are weaving narratives about how a player of Baker's stature can shift public perception, positioning the Commanders not as perennial underdogs, but as a team capable of commanding respect from all corners of the league. This story, charged with speculation, has already become a focal point in sports discussions, hinting at a season where Budda Baker's presence could be felt in every tackle, every coverage adjustment, and every defensive huddle. Whispers from the NFL grapevine suggest that Budda Baker's signing could trigger a ripple effect far beyond the defensive backfield, influencing team culture, media narratives, and even fan engagement in ways that few acquisitions ever manage. Rumors indicate that the locker room is already adjusting its rhythm, with veterans reportedly rethinking their roles and younger players openly seeking guidance from Baker's reputedly exacting standards. Social media chatter emphasizes not just his on-field prowess, but the aura of authority he brings, a presence capable of inspiring teammates to elevate their focus and intensity during every snap. Analysts speculate that Baker's ability to read offensive formations, anticipate quarterback decisions, and execute instinctive interceptions will allow the Commanders to implement more aggressive schemes, perhaps even redefining how opponents approach game plans. Fans are reportedly creating elaborate projections and highlight reels, imagining Baker leaping into the air to deflect passes, sprinting sideline to sideline in coverage, and delivering punishing hits that leave both teammates and spectators in awe. Rumors also swirl about the synergy between Baker and emerging defensive stars, suggesting that his mentorship could accelerate their development, fostering a collective mindset predicated on anticipation, discipline, and unrelenting pressure. Betting analysts and fantasy football strategists are quietly recalibrating their models, considering how Baker's presence could translate into turnovers, sacks, and defensive touchdowns. Media outlets are already speculating that his leadership style may permeate all aspects of team operations, influencing practice intensity, game day preparation, and even off-field behavior. Conversations online portray Baker as a chess master on grass, moving pieces with foresight, agility, and unmatched awareness. The whispers collectively paint a picture of a defense transformed, a unit suddenly armed with both raw talent and cerebral acumen, positioning the Commanders as a force feared across the league, while fans and insiders anxiously anticipate the first game in which Baker will showcase the full scope of his impact. Rumors about Budda Baker's potential impact on the Commanders' defensive schemes continue to swirl with a near-mystical intensity, painting a picture of a player whose influence extends far beyond traditional metrics. Sources suggest that coaches are exploring unprecedented flexibility in alignments, with Baker rumored to serve as a hybrid safety linebacker, capable of reading plays, executing blitzes, and providing coverage support in ways that force offenses to rethink their approach. Speculation abounds about his communication skills on the field, with insiders claiming he could become the defensive quarterback, directing teammates, calling audibles, and adjusting formations in real time with a precision that has rarely been seen. Fans are reportedly visualizing game-changing scenarios in which Baker anticipates screen passes, jumps routes, and executes game-altering interceptions, igniting momentum swings that could define critical matchups. Social media chatter suggests that his presence could catalyze a domino effect, pushing other defenders to elevate their performance, tighten coverage, and embrace a more aggressive, opportunistic mindset. Analysts on podcasts and sports shows are dissecting possible rotational packages, imagining Baker roaming the secondary, coordinating safety rotations, and providing the kind of leadership that transforms ordinary players into cohesive units. The rumor mill also hints at potential synergies with the Commanders' coaching staff, suggesting a relationship built on trust, mutual respect, and a shared vision of defensive domination. Conversations online focus on his leadership qualities, with fans speculating that Baker's commitment to excellence will inspire younger players to emulate his work ethic, study habits, and fearless style of play. Betting markets and fantasy projections are quietly adjusting, considering Baker's ability to generate turnovers, deflections, and key defensive stops. The collective excitement paints a vision of a Commanders' defense reimagined, aggressive, and strategically brilliant, where Baker's influence could reverberate through every down, inspiring narratives of dominance, resilience, and a renewed sense of purpose. If you're enjoying the coverage, make sure to smash that like button and drop a comment with your thoughts on the Commanders' latest moves. We want to hear from you. Rumors indicate that Budda Baker's arrival has also sparked speculation about how the Commanders' rivals might respond, with whispers suggesting that opposing quarterbacks will be forced to alter reads and throws to account for his range and instincts. Insiders speculate that offensive coordinators may need to redesign schemes to minimize his impact, a testament to the respect and fear he commands even before stepping onto the field in a Commander's uniform. Social media is reportedly flooded with fan theories and tactical breakdowns, imagining Baker shutting down deep threats, closing gaps in coverage, and influencing plays before the ball is even snapped. Analysts discuss potential scenarios where Baker could read motion, anticipate audibles, and align teammates in ways that maximize pressure and minimize scoring opportunities for opposing teams. Rumors hint at increased collaboration between Baker and the linebacker core, suggesting that his presence could create new blitz packages and coverage adjustments designed to confuse quarterbacks and disrupt timing. Conversations online speculate that his leadership could extend beyond the defense, fostering a team-wide culture of discipline, accountability, and relentless effort that elevates both practice performance and in-game execution. Fans and commentators alike are painting vivid pictures of high-stakes moments, where Baker executes clutch tackles, intercepts critical passes, and inspires teammates to rise to the occasion. The excitement is further fueled by speculation that Baker's intelligence and field awareness may allow the Commanders to adopt innovative schemes, creating defensive matchups that challenge traditional offensive strategies. Rumors suggest that the psychological impact alone, forcing quarterbacks to hesitate, receivers to adjust routes, and coaches to rethink plays, could make Baker's signing one of the most strategically significant moves in recent memory. Analysts predict that his presence will transform not just the Commanders' defense, but the entire NFC East, generating a narrative of dominance, fear, and calculated disruption that spreads from locker rooms to broadcast studios, fueling speculation for months. Sources suggest that Budda Baker's influence might extend to game preparation routines, as rumors hint at his meticulous attention to film study, practice discipline, and pre-game mental strategies. The whispers describe a player who approaches every opponent with near-obsessive analysis, breaking down tendencies, reading quarterbacks' eyes, and anticipating route combinations with surgical precision. Insiders speculate that his methodical approach could inspire teammates to adopt similar habits, potentially elevating the entire defensive unit to a new level of preparedness. Analysts online are reportedly dissecting scenarios in which Baker communicates pre-snap adjustments, signals coverage rotations, and orchestrates complex defensive schemes with an almost telepathic understanding of the game. Social media chatter emphasizes the psychological edge, suggesting that opponents will feel the pressure of Baker's presence long before the ball is snapped, knowing that any misstep could result in turnovers or stalled drives. Rumors also highlight his role as a mentor, particularly for younger safeties and cornerbacks, who are allegedly eager to absorb his insights, learn advanced techniques, and internalize his football philosophy. Conversations among insiders hint that his leadership could reshape practice culture, increasing intensity, accountability, and focus, with drills becoming more competitive and film sessions more analytical. Fans speculate on the tactical impact, imagining Baker reading quarterbacks, anticipating screens, and executing pivotal plays that swing momentum in critical matchups. The rumor mill even suggests potential influence on special teams, with his field awareness and tackling prowess providing additional versatility. All these whispers collectively construct a narrative where Baker's presence is not just a personnel move, but a transformative force, potentially redefining how the Commanders approach every snap, drive, and defensive series. The excitement online paints a vivid, almost cinematic, picture of a team rejuvenated, strategically brilliant, and mentally sharpened, ready to leverage Baker's arrival into tangible dominance, while speculation around his influence fuels endless discussions in sports media circles and fan communities alike, reinforcing his image as a game-changing, culture-defining presence. Insiders report that Budda Baker's rumored arrival has ignited conversations about the broader strategic implications for the Commanders' season, with speculation hinting that coaches may now entertain more aggressive defensive philosophies. Rumors suggest that Baker's ability to anticipate quarterback tendencies, read routes in real time, and execute instinctive turnovers allows for riskier blitz schemes and creative coverage designs, potentially redefining how the team approaches high-pressure situations. Analysts online are reportedly visualizing scenarios where Baker roams the secondary freely, creating opportunities for mismatches, disguised coverages, and unexpected defensive pressures that could force errors in critical moments. Social media chatter emphasizes his leadership aura, suggesting that teammates may adjust their play intensity, mental focus, and decision-making to align with Baker's standards, creating a culture of accountability that permeates all levels of preparation. Rumors also hint at potential synergies with the linebackers, cornerbacks, and even defensive linemen, as Baker allegedly coordinates adjustments, communicates audibles, and orchestrates coverage responsibilities, transforming ordinary formations into complex, adaptive schemes. Fans speculate on highlight reel possibilities, interception returns, clutch tackles, deflected passes, and momentum-shifting plays that could define key games. Conversations among analysts also focus on psychological impacts, with opposing quarterbacks reportedly recalculating reads, hesitating throws, and feeling increased pressure due to Baker's presence. Betting markets are said to be adjusting subtly, considering the defensive advantage his influence could bring, while fantasy strategists are reevaluating potential defensive stats. The rumor mill consistently paints Baker as a transformative figure whose influence is expected to ripple through every facet of the team's operations, inspiring excellence, enforcing discipline, and elevating performance. As speculation intensifies, narratives emerge portraying the Commanders not merely as a team acquiring a player, but as a defense gaining a tactical genius, mentor, and cultural anchor, with Baker positioned to redefine expectations, energize fans, and intimidate rivals across the league, generating storylines that could dominate headlines for months to come. Thanks for tuning into District Command Central. Make sure to subscribe and follow us for all the Commanders news you need. Until next time, keep the faith and hail to the Commanders.